finals. We have 3 players. Let's check the resources on the right. We have Urakaar here on the left. On the top we have Fluffy as Empire as well, and Ania down here as Beast. As the red color, Fluffy is green, and Urakaar is the teal color here. So obviously in free-for-alls you usually want to go for immediate expansion. That's a little bit tricky on this map, because obviously you have enemies everywhere, pretty close to each other. There are also the neutral enemies that you have to take care of. We have the outer expansions, the inner expansions, and then also the option in the mountains, which is obviously the safest one. The map is not perfectly balanced. This position is a little bit of a danger of some siege units if it's not built properly. Usually the town hall not, but maybe some other buildings. For example, this is much safer. Also this is quite safe. But it doesn't seem like no one is... I mean, it seems like no one is really going for immediate expansion. We see barracks from both Fluffy and Urakaar. And they are going for, of course, arena and stables immediately. We see farm. No farm from Fluffy yet. Actually finishing his barracks before even starting farm. Now going for blacksmith before even starting a farm. Not producing any peasants right now. Wasting a ton of time starting the blacksmith and now starting a farm. Yeah, definitely wasting a ton of time here. Definitely not optimal build order. He should probably check some of my build order videos. But he will probably manage to stabilize it soon. Urakaar making second barracks, going for a second farm. Making a decent wall. I would still like to move this a little bit more in the back. But maybe he just wants to stick his temple into this location, but then you won't really get full value of the hill around it, so... Yeah, it seems like he's just really trying to protect this tower. I would still close it more on the south part here, but... It's probably fine, playing really defensively. Probably wants to go for arc as soon as possible and get into the mountains. So he's playing really defensively with the tower. We see Ania going for Dark Archer, so potentially also trying to go for quick revive altar and also going for gaseous form and flying into the mountains, also making a totem. Or he maybe wants to make some flying units. Same could potentially apply for Urakaar. Also needs to upgrade his tower. We see minion scouting on left side, and on top he's scouting with a warrior. There are already 2 swordsmen, so this minion won't be really able to stay in here. Fluffy making a tower, basically not really protected. This is a really weak defense, the town is really open. Yeah, he will maybe even lose some buildings here if he's not too careful, so he will just have to protect with his army. Urakaar following the minion, he should definitely retreat. Yeah, you don't really want to do this. He should at least split his swordsman and scout around the map. I don't know if anyone wants to expand here on the other side of the map. That would be quite funny, but probably won't do that. We see upgrade to Stone Keep being researched by Urakaar, also making like a 5th swordsman or something, maybe 6th already. Fluffy already has a Stone Keep and blacksmith, also going for first damage upgrade for swordsman, also producing his first elf ranger. Ania is going for a second totem and also harpy nest, and now going for the revive vulture, so definitely wants to go into the mountains. Also losing one warrior here against the swordsman of Urakaar. He won't be able to do anything against these totems, obviously. He would need catapults. But he's going to scout here at least. We see blacksmith from Urakaar as well. Yeah, his town is still really open. Of course, still definitely much better than Fluffy's town, but he's building a second blacksmith. Okay. Now he deleted it. It was probably a mistake, but that was pretty weird. Now he's going for some push on Ania. Yeah, so Ania is basically getting pressured from both sides. He could literally just make an expansion here and it wouldn't get destroyed. But of course he doesn't know that. But he has really good defense. Yeah, this is pretty much closed base. He has 2 totems here. They just can't do anything. He actually managed to kill 1 minion. Obviously we don't hear sound right now because we are watching from Urakaar's perspective and he doesn't have this export, but that's fine.
Building complete, my lord.
I'm not sure. He probably didn't actually research gaseous form yet. Also, it's not even producing a first witch. Now he's making it, but I mean the gaseous form upgrade, but he doesn't have a witch yet, and he needs to generate 150 mana, so that will take some time. Urakaar actually coming here with some units. We'll see if just scouting or he wants to do something more. Urakaar actually taking this base because he saw that Ania is playing really defensively. Yeah, so Urakaar just killed the scout or minion. He's playing really defensively. Urakaar saw the tower there. I don't think he saw the second totem, but still saw pretty defensively built town. He has decent amount of units, so he just decided to go for this base immediately. And I think it will actually be pretty safe for him, because Ania wants to go into the mountains, so they won't really interfere with each other. And Fluffy is really behind right now. He actually made a gnome workshop and actually got into the mountains first. So he will be getting expansion pretty soon. Still later than Urakaar, but definitely pretty soon with this arc. But he has a really weak town as the main base, and also doesn't have too strong army. So I'm not really sure what he wants to figure out here. But maybe actually Urakaar will also take this base. Then he would have 2 expansions and still available the expansion in the mountains behind that. He's already making a gnome workshop to potentially make the first gnome arc. And actually going for Mouth of Hell. Okay, we'll see some demons. I like to see that. I obviously love the unit of demon. It's rarely used, but definitely pretty nice. We have ton of options how to actually utilize it. We see some small skirmish between Fluffy and Urakaar. Obviously Urakaar will have to retreat. There is a catapult, so he definitely won't be able to build a base here. He'll probably have to actually come there with more units. Now he will be probably scared that he invested into this expansion ton of resources, and now he's getting pressured. But Fluffy also invested the same amount of resources into a base, so even though Urakaar doesn't know about that, he doesn't have to be really scared. He will have the same amounts of units in terms of resources invested into that, so he should be pretty fine. He's making a temple. We don't see catapult yet, or now he's making first catapult, but we don't see arc also. Elven Sanctuary really in the front, I don't really like that, but okay. And he's just scouting around with Harpy. We see Ania expanding here. Took 1 warrior with him. Mouth of Hell being prepared, going for some witches. But yeah, but as I was saying before that attack happened, actually he's going for Chaos Rift immediately. You can do really good harassment, of course. You can just teleport somewhere, summon the Chaos Rift, deal ton of damage, kill all the peasants. Oh, actually Fluffy going for another expansion. Urakaar won't be happy about that. You can also use demons with the explosion when you sacrifice them to one-shot priests or mages, or matriarchs, witches, usually priests. So that's also really powerful. And you can also use the imps that you summon as a meat in the front, just the wall of tanks. They are pretty squishy, but you will just summon so many of them. Also you can use the demons themselves. They have 900 HP, which is a lot. They cannot level up, you also don't have any upgrades for them, but they are pretty tanky in baseline. And unless the enemy has pike damage, or ideally he has fire damage, of course, which is reduced, then you can actually survive in the front for quite a long time. So definitely many uses for the demons. As I said, they can also teleport around the map. You have splash damage, you can also attack air. Just over a really decent unit. You can also summon the flying projectile of fire, and you can ram it into your enemies, but I don't really like that, so usually you want to spend all the mana on the Chaos Rifts. You can summon 2 of them, each for 200 mana if you upgrade maximum mana pool in Stronghold with Dark Magic upgrade, or you can just teleport there, spend 100 mana on that, and the remaining 200 on just 1 Chaos Rift. That's also fine. But yeah, Mr. Fluffy building this base. Urakaar immediately scouting it, so he will probably deal with that. He's already finishing his arc, so he will just drop there. You'll see he will go for Valkyries. Doesn't seem like that yet, but I would like to see that from him. Fluffy taking this camp, killing the shaman here. sending his injured swordsman into the warehouse, so that was smartly played. This is not taken yet, this is also not taken, but he's being scouted quite often. We see one harpy on each of the sides, and they are just scouting this, and they are actually going here to harass Fluffy. He has nothing to actually deal with that. He would need to bring his arc, which I don't even see right now. He probably has it here. Yeah, he has it. Now this is arc of Urakaar. Here is arc of Fluffy. He will need to bring it here and transfer his units, so definitely well played by Ania. Bringing this demon here. The catapults won't be able to shoot there, it's too far away, so Fluffy will just lose this base. He also lost the second base from Urakaar. Or by Urakaar. And now he's basically down to just one base. He has a warehouse, that's an advantage, but nothing more really. Both Urakaar and Ania have one expansion. Urakaar has it much longer, but he still didn't fill it with peasants, so it's not anything major. 3 witches ready, so probably going for another demon, and also building 2 bestiaries, so we can expect either trolls or potentially maybe some ogres or just manticore riders, we'll see. Okay, Energy needs to escape here. The demon will just teleport away, of course, then Ania can just sacrifice some units here, potentially Borons, and heal the demon pretty easily. Fluffy has a ton of resources, he definitely needs to start using them. He actually didn't lose this base. He managed to save it. He'll probably want to build some towers there. But I think the demon didn't even summon a Chaos Rift there. He just went there and killed it by himself. If he had a Chaos Rift, it would be already dead. But Mr. Ice Fluffy is repairing this, so, and now building towers. So this will be probably safe. He's also going for Elven Sanctuaries, 3 of them, so I'm expecting Valkyries from him. Urakaar on the other hand, going for Castle. Probably want to make Knights as usually, maybe add some mages. He's also building 2 more expansions, so now he'll have 4 of them. Really good macro. And we see Fluffy actually trying to go for a push on Ania, just as a revenge for the demon, I guess. But maybe he will rather go for some more storehouses. No one else is really looking on them. So we can get some extra resources from that. And you get 5 gold and 5 wood every 5 seconds from this, so it's actually pretty effective. We see Ania establishing this, already full minions. He has also 1 totem there to protect it. Urakaar scouting this, so he will probably deal with that really quickly. He has a ton of pikemen, which are good to attack on the catapults, but the catapults are not even here. I don't know what Fluffy is doing there. I mean, he will at least save them if he actually escapes with them, but he will lose the rest of his army, kinda for no reason. Urakaar lost 1 pikeman that he immediately resurrected. The catapult will probably destroy this. I think Urakaar should have ran with his pikeman from behind here, but seems like Fluffy doesn't even want to run away, so he will lose everything anyways. And he doesn't really have any more units right now, so I'm not saying he's dead yet, but he's definitely far behind. His catapult will definitely die here. He has 2 towers, he still has some swordsmen, so he might be able to actually defend this still. Once he gets 2 Valkyries, he will definitely be able to defend this. Urakaar has 0 anti-air, except few phoenixes around the map. But we see Ania also harassing Urakaar in his main town, now with Chaos Rift as well. So Urakaar will actually have to retreat a little bit. We also see Fluffy making some phoenixes now, and Ania also taking one's warehouse. Urakaar not really garrisoning his peasants into the castle, that was definitely a mistake. We see some pikemen, but not using the Elixir of Strength. The demon will probably escape anyways. He doesn't have mana for teleport, but he can just run away. Seems like Urakaar doesn't want to worry about it. He just thinks that he is safe because he has so many expansions. Here he also got harassed by the demon, but he has towers here, so he's fine. And he has 2 more expansions, even though they are not filled with peasants yet. He just doesn't want to worry about Ania for now. He wants to finish Fluffy first. So he decided to go for a push, but now the Valkyries are coming and he will need to retreat. He's in a really bad situation. Maybe he will try to finish the tower. He probably cannot escape the Valkyries with his catapults anyway, so he will just continue pushing here, continue the pressure. Maybe he should actually kill the Valkyrie beacon for now. But he definitely won't be able to finish Fluffy here. Even though he's sending some Phoenixes now, but as we said, Fluffy also has Phoenixes. So this won't really do any good. Urakaar will still have to retreat. And yeah, he's really safe right now, no one really attacking him. Even though he was kinda being attacked by both players in the beginning, they didn't really do any damage, they just immediately retreated after they saw the towers. We see Ania having actually over 2000 gold, not really using it for anything. Obviously he probably wants to create some units with gems, but he could still be making expansions, yeah. 2 more options, totally free right here. This is also pretty safe right now. This is pretty dangerous, but he could definitely take more expansions, maybe make some towers with front bases around the map, or just spam out some warriors or something, or even just barons to fill up his population. Right now he's not really using his resources too much. He also now scouted Urakaar's base. Urakaar is not producing peasants here, that's a mistake, he has a ton of resources. But he's still pushing on Fluffy. Probably forced him to retreat his peasants into Stonekeep or killed them. Didn't really see that. We see Harpy here, so Ania also now knows what's happening in this location. Urakaar will maybe be afraid of that, so he will maybe retreat. Also doesn't seem like Urakaar has too many Phoenixes right now to actually kill the Valkyries. But Fluffy is running out of resources, he has only one base that is actually getting him resources right now. Seems like he actually lost his peasants, he's producing new ones, not really ungarrisoning any from his stone keep. Seems like really point of Urakaar Phoenixes is still in the town of Fluffy, he'll have to change that. Urakaar is the only one who doesn't have a storehouse right now, or warehouse, so he's not getting extra resources from that, but he has the most bases. Yeah, even Ania, who is not fighting at all right now, has only 2 bases, so definitely will have to deal with that somehow. But he has more population than Urakaar right now. Urakaar making his advanced buildings unlocked by castle in his expansion in the mountains. But we see Ania probably preparing for a push here. Urakaar definitely doesn't have resources to actually repel this. He invested everything to try to push Fluffy. I don't see a world in which Fluffy would now attack Ania. He, of course, is getting heavily pressured by Urakaar, so he will probably try to fight with him. Ania is, of course, trying to take advantage of that. Sending a demon for harassment, at the same time he'll probably start pushing here with the trolls. Another demon actually in this town. Urakaar has towers and units here, but he has nothing to actually protect this. We'll see if Ania will just destroy this and then take the base and play defensively a little bit more for a while. But I'm expecting him to just go all in and totally destroy Urakaar. Yeah, his main base is basically dead. This is also dead, so now he basically also has only 2 bases. Same as the other 2 players. But Ania definitely has the strongest army right now. We see a ton of Phoenixes, which are good against these Valkyries, of course. Fluffy will be definitely dead if Urakaar continued pushing on him, but now they would definitely need to work together, Fluffy and Urakaar, but I don't think Fluffy knows about this. And I think he will just stay in his home. Wait if Urakaar attacks him again. Ania doesn't have any reason to go on Fluffy. So Ania will just continue this way. Urakaar actually losing a peasant now to the neutral enemy camp. Actually he didn't lose the castle, he should definitely repair it. It's also important building overall because it's unlocking him some advanced technologies and everything. We see some gnome workshops. He's producing swordsmen and priests, but he also has 4 knights now, which are definitely good. The problem is that he needs to somehow kill the trolls, and there is also a ton of warriors. He doesn't really have catapults, yeah. If he had like 10 catapults, he might have a chance, but against this I don't really see him destroying this. Of course the pikemen are good against the trolls, but he just won't be able to get on them through all of this. This is just a really strong army, 150 population of really strong beast units. At the same time Fluffy is pushing here with catapults. We see Valkyries coming here. Urakaar is definitely under pressure of 2 players right now and I don't really see him repelling this. He still has the town in the mountains, but He doesn't have safe trap gems or anything to actually fully recover there. Maybe make a flying army. Yeah, seems like Urakaar totally gave up on Ania because he knows that he won't defend, he won't repel that. So he rather just went here to at least destroy the Fluffy's army, even though he won't be able to kill these Valkyries, so he will still lose here as well. Yeah, but I mean, Fluffy definitely doesn't have the power to kill Ania. So this is definitely GG. Ania is definitely going to the finals at this point, taking another base. I mean, they might still surprise, but I don't see them winning this in any way. Urakaar has ton of resources now, but still pretty low on gems. He might possibly be able to turn this around with mages, but that's too late. He doesn't have that. And Ania now actually upgraded to Berserkers for even more power. We see upgrades 1-1 on both Trolls and Berserkers with Goblin Riders. Urakaar has 1-2. Some towers here, but not even fully upgraded. Catapults getting confused by Harpies. Yeah, basically the whole front line, which is the whole Urakaar's army, just got totally one-shotted by all the Trolls there. Fluffy obviously just sitting at his home. Yeah, so Urakaar is gonna lose this. Obviously, Ania has basically no way of getting here. He has Gaseous Forms, so he can potentially transfer there, but he doesn't have mana for that. He has only 2 witches, no real mana. I don't even know if he still has his demons. Maybe he lost them. He can of course scout it with Harpies, but right now he's probably not able to get there, so I'm expecting him to rather go after Fluffy. He actually left these buildings, but I don't want to finish Urakaar yet. Urakaar is just building ton of towers. Kind of a waste of resources, but okay. And it seems like he's going for Valkyries, which is not bad. Of course, you still have to deal with the Goblin Riders, but at least you don't have to deal with all the Trolls there.
Building complete, my lord.
Fluffy also has ton of resources. I'm not sure why he's not really doing anything right now. He should be building new farms and making new Valkyries, but he's really doing nothing right now. But yeah, Ania is already here. Urakaar producing first Valkyries. I don't think he's going for Steam Birds. He has no Alchemist, but doesn't have no workshop anymore. He's also producing here. But I would still like to see some mages from him. Even if he doesn't want to make a round army, you can still put some mages into your gnome arc, drop them down and immediately cast some decrease. We actually see Fluffy coming with ton of Valkyries and killing the army of Ania. Unfortunately, I can't give you sound, I would have to swap to someone else. Like this. So now we are watching from Fluffy's perspective. But as you can see, the Valkyries are actually doing pretty good. I don't know why Fluffy is not making more buildings and units. He is just totally AFK in terms of macro and building some new buildings and doing anything. See Warlock from Ania. What is he producing? I would expect some Manticore Riders, but we don't see that yet. He still has ton of Goblin Riders, obviously. He lost all his Trolls, which will be totally useless anyways now. He sent some Berserkers to finish these Elven Centuries right before the Valkyrie was finished, but at least he will make this one. Yeah, actually seems like everyone will be fighting with Ania now, so let me swap to her. So we have the sound everywhere. We see units, resources being pumped into these towers. Now of course have to make new barracks, because he can't build anything without that. Urakaar actually maybe gonna lose this Valkyrie, probably not, but he doesn't have a temple, so he can't even heal it. He's making 2 new 11th centuries here. And now we'll see what Ania will do. He destroyed all the buildings everywhere. I think he was taking this base, it was probably destroyed by Fluffy before. Ania has literally 1 base after destroying the whole map. He also has 2 warehouses, but I really don't know what he's doing. He should just take the advantage of that, what he just achieved, and he should take the bases. Right now everyone has 1 base income. And even though Ania has way more population taken, it's not really anything important. Now he's making 1 base, okay. We see the Manticores now coming, 2 Manticore Riders, but as I said, there is a ton of towers, also Phoenixes, Valkyries. So he cannot push it like this. Also Urakaar has a ton of towers, so this won't be easily pushable with flying units. You will probably still need to transport some trolls here, or you will maybe need some demons to tank it with the imps. Potentially some rains of fire, or just overall drop the whole ground army there, but even that will be quite hard. Urakaar slowly running out of resources, obviously. 1 income cannot give you enough resources to constantly produce Valkyries in 3 11th centuries, but Fluffy have definitely a ton of resources. Yeah, now we see the gaseous forms coming. Definitely not the whole army, but decent amount of units. There's only 1 troll, so that's all Fluffy needs to kill with his Valkyries, but they are pretty damaged. I don't think he can do that. And without that, the troll will just destroy all the towers. They will be totally useless. These Valkyries will get one-shotted. Once again, they will need to work together with Urakaar. Unfortunately, Urakaar once again doesn't know what's happening in here. He's smartly attacking the troll, but there is just too many Manticore Riders right now, so everything died. So Fluffy will die with all of these resources. Yeah, if they were together, he could send them to Urakaar. But yeah, he calls it GG. So I'm expecting him to surrender. Urakaar. Yeah, he has basically 0 gems. And there is still just the 1 threat of this troll. He'll maybe try to... I mean, he can still try to escape somewhere. The problem is that the whole map is under control of Ania. This was at least in the mountains. It was probably just a Harpy scout, immediately died to all the towers and Valkyries. And Phoenixes. But yeah, Urakaar still doesn't even have 100 population. Also some is taken, 10 population is taken by the Phoenixes, some is taken by peasants. So he has maybe like 15 Valkyries. Let me check. Yeah, 14 Valkyries, okay. And it's not really moving anywhere, not sure why. He should be definitely at least standing below the town of Urakaar or in his base to protect himself. He also didn't really make any extra totems anywhere. This income is basically empty, so now he will only have 1 once again. Definitely doing pretty poor job in terms of macro. Yeah, of course, Manticore Rider against Phoenixes is pretty useless. But he was not able to kill the troll, so he lost all of his towers. Urakaar is going for a push. Unfortunately, this just got empty, so won't get too much value by destroying this. There are 4 totems in the main town that won't really do anything. He can kill the production buildings, and Ania doesn't really have any saved resources, so even though he immediately started producing Manticore Riders, he's just not able to build extra new production buildings and start producing there, so he will need to try to finish it with this. He has only 1 troll, which is not even able to get from here. And these Manticore Riders are the only ones who can actually get here. And I don't think they can get through all the towers. Fluffy actually trying to rebuild his base here, so that will at least slow down Ania. Seems like Urakaar is going back, making 1 11th century here just to make sure he survives even if he loses this. He could also make more towers, he has a ton of resources except gems. But now he's giving time to Ania for no reason. He should definitely destroy the production buildings as soon as possible. That's the most important things. Manticore Riders coming, so I would send the Phoenixes there. They won't get any damage from that. I mean, you can also do it like this, but... And now we can swap back to Urakaar. Because that's how we started. It's easier to see all the things that are around the map. Yeah, actually Urakaar now has more resources. Both players have 1 income. Urakaar will of course run out of his income pretty soon, but right now this is fine. Also Ania has some locked units here. Of course, just in the open field, purely in air, Urakaar cannot win this, I think. There is too many Manticore Riders, but all he needs to do is really just make more towers and start pushing the production buildings. That's all he needs to do, but I don't think he will realize that. Yeah, Fluffy really died with ton of resources. That's a shame. And they are still not taking more bases and not even spending the resources on anything. Urakaar should also try to take more bases at this point, maybe this one or something in the middle. I think it will be quite safe. No one actually tried to take any of the middle bases during the whole game, I think. And they just have the resources, both of them, for that. They are not spending gold and wood, so... Now hopefully Urakaar realizes that. But he has 1 arc, yeah, there is no reason for that. But as you can see, Ania is kinda scouting the map. Now, this is probably just minions. Probably wants to make another base here. Reason it's still kinda stuck there. But during this whole time Urakaar is wasting time. He could have been destroying the buildings that are not even protected by the towers, and even if he got here 4 totems wouldn't really do anything. He finished the gnome workshop, not really using it yet. Yeah, he can just leave 1 Phoenix here to scout and go away. Which he's hopefully doing right now. We see him making 1 base. He should definitely not go here. If he kills the Berserker or this minion, he will just alert Ania and make him focus on this location. This Warlock could be also pretty useful. I don't know if we upgraded Rain of Fire, but I don't think we will actually see that. But he could definitely, from here, probably cast a Rain of Fire to at least destroy some towers here or something. And I'm going now for some bases in the middle. Also finding out about this base of Urakaar. I'm expecting him to come here with the Manticores.
We're under attack.
Now we have the stronghold here. I see legit in the chat. Came to the stream a little bit later, so you were eliminated from this game. At the worst possible time for me. I mean, you could have said that before, not after the tournament started, but you can probably participate in the next game. Everyone has 2 chances to get to the finals in this tournament, so you can probably still do the second game with 6 players. It doesn't really give you any advantage, you just lost the first option. But yeah, we see Manticores kinda forcing Urakaar back. He still could have fought there with the Phoenixes. Yeah, you have to keep in mind that Phoenixes take only half damage from the Manticores. And they can also fully heal. Ah, we actually see Ania getting here, okay. So maybe the towers won't be enough. I don't know what this is. Those are probably the units from here. There is the troll, I guess. So if there drops a troll, Urakaar definitely needs to deal with that. I don't know why he's using the Valkyries here. He has so many Phoenixes, he doesn't need them for anything else. And he's still wasting HP on Valkyries, so... I don't really like that. Still don't see the troll, probably still... Or maybe already died, I'm not sure. Yeah, Urakaar probably wants to push as soon as possible, but... I'm not sure if he can actually finish all this. He lost too many Valkyries, I guess. Still has ton of resources. Yeah, everyone has ton of resources. Not building anything. And I could be building all bases on the map right now. Urakaar basically the same. Instead, Urakaar is just making some random buildings in the back. Yeah, he's too low on HP. I don't think he can kill these totems. If he micromanages it well, and yeah, he totally ignores micromanaging of these totems, he can possibly tank the damage with his phoenixes and destroy the totems with his Valkyries. But we'll have to see about that. Yeah, this shaman unfortunately cannot attack flank units, so this will just die. All the towers are dead, so Urakaar will lose everything here. Obviously, I don't know why he's not producing anything right now. His population, he has Valkyrie beacon. Actually, he's producing phoenixes. Okay. Not really sure why. He has definitely enough phoenixes. He should be producing Valkyries. Also in here. Now he queued few Valkyries. Nothing queued here. But he doesn't have income. And now he doesn't even have resources for a new town hall, so should definitely cancel something. He has a peasant here. He probably wants to get into this location. Probably pretty safe, but there is not too many resources left. Yeah, so only one warehouse left. He needs to... Actually, this is not expansion, this is just an arena, so... And he also doesn't have income right now, but he still has some resources. He only needs to get gems, which will be pretty slow with this 0 gem mine, but still at least something. Seems like Urakaar rather just spend all the resources. Not sure why he like this. Should definitely diversify the Valkyries into the individual 11 centuries. He's kinda tanking the damage with the phoenixes, but now he messed up. He needs to bring the phoenixes closer to the totems, just hold position them here. Between them, yeah, exactly like this. That's how we want to do that. And I could have retargeted that, but he's probably not paying attention to this location. He's trying to focus on destroying this. And he still has resources and is not really building around the map. There could be totems everywhere around the map. There could be 10 more totems in the main base. None of that happened. Urakaar finally dropping here, but still doesn't have resources for the main base. He can still cancel some Valkyries. He also should be using these Valkyries in his army.
We're under attack.
You see one wage here, doesn't need to finish that. He needs to finish the buildings mainly. Seems like Ania is not producing anything anyways. So maybe I would probably just ignore this. There is only one witch. He obviously needs 150 mana to get out of here. Then he has few Manticore Riders. We see this witch. He could also use this witch to get these units out of there. There is one more Berserker, one more Totem. But yeah, I think actually Urakaar will probably win this, even though this was definitely easy win for Ania. He just kinda threw it away. And I don't really see how Urakaar could mess this up anymore. He actually freed up the resources for this expansion. We see Geisha's form. Obviously, yeah, I mean, okay, he can still lose, obviously, if he loses all of his buildings, but he has 2 towers here. Pretty decent, actually 3 towers, pretty decent amount of buildings. I don't know if I was actually counting on the fact that Urakaar won't have any more buildings after destroying this. That would be pretty naive. But he's smartly coming back to this location. Unfortunately, Urakaar expanded here. As I said, he should probably rather expand somewhere in the middle. Should have expanded, but yeah, if he cancels this himself, he will get some resources back. And he still has some peasants. Yeah, so we should definitely cancel this. Then probably come here and one-shot the witch. Both witches actually, and then these 2 units will be totally useless. They will be just logged here. So he'll basically just kill the whole army by one-shotting this one witch. And then he can just go rebuild his base somewhere else. And he's making one new base. Hopefully Urakaar will cancel that. Maybe not. Yeah, so he just lost his resources, okay. That was definitely a misplay. You can still build one tower somewhere, just a random building in the corner of the map. But that's kinda everything. Not sure why Ania is so mad about not finding the building. He doesn't even have any more flying units, I guess, so he wouldn't be unable to find it. He's not really scouting anything. But yeah, he definitely doesn't have strong enough army to kill the Valkyries anymore. Even if he had this, and he doesn't really have it anymore. So I'm pretty sure this is GG. These totems should definitely be finished as soon as possible. Urakaar is hopefully realizing that. He's not really bringing his phoenixes, which is probably fine. He just needs to finish this totem, stop the other two totems, and it should be GG. And yeah, doesn't have any more resources, so can't build another base. Actually, there is a gaseous form. Okay. So Ania can find out about this. But probably won't really. You kidding? Yeah, I'm really not sure what Ania was thinking here. But this was definitely a huge, I mean not huge misplay, there was so many mistakes from Ania. I also mentioned a ton of mistakes from Urakaar, but just the fact that Ania had total control of the whole map and was not making expansions was just such a big misplay that he really threw it away. But yeah, this is obviously GG. We'll see if Ania will wait for Urakaar to destroy all his buildings, or if he will leave. There is one more totem here. The gaseous form will just get destroyed. He took some warehouses, so he is still getting some resources, but that is pretty slow. He's getting 10 gold and wood per 5 seconds. And maybe Urakaar still lost some Valkyries, not sure, but they are so leveled up right now. Also he has 2 damage upgrades. Obviously HP and armor upgrade as well, I guess, from the Valkyrie beacon, so they are pretty strong even in a fewer numbers. More games for me, GG. I mean, you can play 3 games potentially if you win the next game. If not, then it will be 2 games, and it doesn't really matter if you won this or not. But yeah, nice game, 53 minutes, a little bit shorter than the one before, but there was also one less player. We can see the kills pretty balanced, around 200 for both Ania and Urakaar. Ania producing way more, but maybe it's actually bugged before because of gaseous forms, so I don't think it's accurate. Losses also pretty balanced, Fluffy obviously. Like half losses and 1/3 of kills, actually even a little bit less. And we have the largest army and experience, buildings, obviously Urakaar the most as Empire. And a ton of researches. And then resources, yeah, I mean this is the biggest mistake Ania made. Yeah, now we are back in the stream, okay. I mean, I was talking about it during the whole game, but the fact that you just took control of the whole map by destroying basically both of them, or I mean, Urakaar basically got destroyed by you and Fluffy. He was fighting 1v2 there, and then you finished Fluffy, and instead of taking all expansions, you were just kind of standing there and not really doing anything, letting Urakaar recover. And we can see it here, that you have control of the whole map and you still have the same resources as Urakaar. So this was definitely the biggest mistake there. But yeah, overall, kills and everything were pretty similar. I thought he's done. I mean, even if you thought that he's done, you should never just let slip an opportunity like this go away from you. Yeah, if you have the whole map, why not just take the expansions even if you already won? There is no reason for that, so that was definitely a big mistake.